adolescent pop duos to conquer Europe. We've first seen the tall-headed twins on the UK's The X Factor. Since then, they've gone on to represent Ireland at the Eurovision and play shows in front of sellout audiences with their music albums. I'm delighted to be joined by Liam Mckenna, the tour manager of Jedward, who's no doubt always on the go. Liam, thanks for joining me today. I know you're constantly busy. What are the lads up to at the moment?
At the minute, they just released the album. Well, it's actually top of the charts in Ireland at the minute, the number one for 2 weeks now. And it's just come out in the UK, so they just completed the Irish leg of the tour, and now we're getting ready for the European and the UK tour.
Yeah, I was seeing the album actually coming out in the UK this week. No doubt you're confident it's going to go down a storm with all the Jedward fans.
Well, you never know. You can never be certain of these things, but it looks like we got midweek there, and it looks pretty good, so fingers crossed it's going to do well,
Yeah, and we know in Ireland when the kids were coming out looking to get a glimpse of the twins and actually checking out the new album, I mean, there was queues of them, huge amount of commotion, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was crazy. The signing that they did in Ireland, we were averaging about 1,500 people per each signing, and we did like 12 signings, so I mean, that's what is it, like 18,000 people, I don't know what it is, it's a lot of people, but it's the 2 weeks that we did for the promotion stuff, and then the signings and the tour as well. At the same time, the boys were on the carnival tour at the time, so it was literally doing 2 signings a day and then a gig every night, so it's a crazy 2 weeks, but it paid off in the end, because it's turned out it looks like it's going to be the fastest selling album of the year.
Incredible stuff altogether. And can we expect to see the twins in Celebrity Big Brother? I know they made a Big Brother appearance last year. They're quite well known for that.
I don't know. I can't confirm or deny. I didn't know anything about those sort of things, and even if I did, I wouldn't be allowed to tell you.
Yeah, fair play to Liam, fair play. One of the things I noticed going on the Jedward website is the amount of competitions and the integration that they have with fans, particularly in Ireland. Like they run treasure hunt competitions for the fans. Yeah. But one of the things, there's a lot of comments from fans across the UK and Europe, indeed, saying, why can't we get in on these?
Yeah, they ran a Facebook competition from for treasure hunt in Ireland. I think they had more entries from Russia and Germany than they had actually from Ireland. So it's crazy, but I mean it's the kind of European stuff like Russia and Europe and Germany and Sweden and all these countries that have taken to them as well. It's all kind of happened overnight, so we're playing catch up on it. The record label are trying to play catch up on it, and everyone that's working on the Jedward phenomenon is just kind of like we're trying to catch our tails all the time on it. So that's why a lot of these things, I mean, the album was released and they're looking at already the second album for Europe and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of hit us, it's taken everybody by surprise. So we're just in terms of that kind of stuff, where the plan was already in place for Ireland for a release date with all these kind of promotions and comments and all that kind of stuff. So they're trying to do as much as they can on top of it,
Yeah, and I guess how important, Liam, would online promotion be? I know people really need to see the twins as much as just hear their music, because I guess Jedward are a brand at this stage, and to experience Jedward, you really need the whole package.
Yeah, well, I mean, the online stuff is probably nowadays. It's probably the most important thing out of everything that you can do. I mean, airplay is kind of it's important now, but I mean, you don't get a lot of it. So, and TV is important as well. But I mean, the online stuff is now one of the single most important things. Like Jedward do all of their own. They do their own Facebook and Twitter and websites and all that kind of stuff, and all the creative stuff comes directly from them. So I mean, it's all their ideas, and it's the best way for them to connect with fans. And they obviously can't spend all day every day with each individual fan. So the online stuff works great for them, and they love doing it themselves. They have all the creative ideas, and then they just put the web team into place to do it all for them.
And that's it, because I was checking out, the Planet Jedward website and the Facebook and Twitter pages, and it's probably the best way for a lot of the Jedward fans to get information about the lads. And one of the things we always hear the lads when they are doing media appearances is how they're thanking their Twitter and Facebook followers. I think they've almost 500,000 Twitter followers. I guess it's certainly a message that you yourself also want to get across to thank all the fans for making it such a success online as well.
Yeah, it's massive on it, and also there's now the University of Wrexham in Germany now has set up a German Facebook, and each individual country is now running one in their own language, so the kids are, they're taking the Jedward, whatever they're saying, and translating it into the local language. So then it's kind of easier for them to understand, because I mean the problem is not all these countries that we're going to, in fact the majority of them don't have English as a first language, so they're able to translate a lot of the stuff. So sometimes there's an interesting kind of moment when they're trying to translate what Jedward have said into foreign languages, because it doesn't always translate very easily.
Yeah, for yourself, Liam, just going off the point, as a manager, I guess, in today's pop industry, how difficult is it? I mean, because, you know, we hear about the show business is more competitive than ever before.
Yeah, I mean, well, to be honest, I'm only the tour manager. Louis is the manager, and he looks after the bigger picture. He does the kind of, I just do the day-to-day stuff. Louis does all the important decisions and all the kind of stuff that I just run day-to-day stuff, like getting them from where they're going to be and running the tour side of it and all the kind of financial side of it, like in terms of like doing all the, like getting, you know, the tour put in place and the album like dates put in place and all that kind of stuff. The bigger picture is all looked after by Louis, so he does 99% of that stuff, you know.
And between,
of course, he's on top of it. On top of that, he still has to do X Factor as well, so he's up to his eyes at the minute.
I can only imagine. I guess between both of you, you know, there wouldn't exactly be a standard weekly schedule. I guess you're all over the place.
No, there's not. There's definitely not. I mean, last week I actually did. There was one of the newspapers asked about an article after just to kind of keep a diary of the week, and it was only when I had gone through it that on the Sunday I realised we'd literally worked. I think it was like 18 to 20 hours every single day for 7 days in a row. And when we finished, we were turning around, getting on a plane at 6 a.m. the following morning to go to London to do another gig, and then back again for a TV show and stuff. So it's kind of non-stop, but when you see it written down like that, it kind of hits you that with like how crazy it is, you know. Like, and I think a good example of it is there's a week in the first week or second week of September where we literally go. Day 1 is Russia, day 2 is Sweden, day 3 is Dublin, day 4 is Germany, day 5 is back to Sweden again, day 6 is back to Dublin, and then day 7 is back out to Germany. So it's literally like airports, hotels, and everybody keeps saying to me, you know, what are all these countries like that you go to? And I'm like, well, you don't really see it. It's nothing. All we've seen so far, I mean, we've been to Berlin 7 times now, and I've literally seen absolutely nothing. I couldn't tell you anything what Berlin is like. We just go from the airport to the hotel to the TV studio to the wherever the gig or wherever everything else is on, you know, and then back to the airport, and that's it. You don't get to see anything. I mean, the record company always saying, oh, we'll take you out for dinner and we'll show you this and we'll show you that, and you're like, well, by 10 or 11 o'clock at night you're exhausted, so we just go to bed.
Yeah, how tiring is it, Liam? I mean, we never really see Jedward tired, but it's going to eventually take its toll at some stage.
I know, well, to be honest, I mean, we travel, there's only the 2 lads, myself and then the security guy that travel together, and we kind of just sleep on the planes all the time. That's literally the best chance you get to sleep. We like this morning, like last time we didn't finish till about 2 a.m. last night, and we were on a 6 o'clock flight this morning, so we didn't really get any sleep last night. So then we just slept on the flight over here this morning, and then they're doing a photo shoot now, so we're taking turns to kind of like the boys like swap over and have a break, you know, in between the individual shots and stuff. So I mean, you kind of have to make the time, you know, because at the end of the day they're only human, so they do get tired as well. Like, they never show it, so they do get exhausted as well, you know. But they eat very healthily, you know, so they have the energy from that.
I read somewhere this week, Liam, that you're real all about organisation, and you keep everything really organised, whereas the lads would be happy to go anywhere at any time, really spontaneous, but you're probably the one keeping everything. And I guess a lot of that probably goes back to your own experience. I mean, you've came from the pop band 6, and you know you've been quite all over the media since that. No doubt you're probably able to take a lot of things that you've learned from that into what you're doing now.
Yeah, well, I think, like, I don't know if I'm taking a lot of that from it, but, like, I'm, like, always really organised anyway, and, like, in terms of, like, all the travel stuff, like, I look after all that stuff, and you always have, when we're doing gigs for, like, whoever, like, for a corporate gig or for a photo shoot, whatever, they always try and kind of organise stuff for you, and I always say to them, like, no, look, just let us do it, you know, because they might, to them, that might be the biggest thing that they have on that day, but we could have, like, 10 other things that we're trying to fit into the schedule, you know. So the lads really, like, they say to me every day, like, what are we doing? And every night I just send them a text messages and send them an email with what they're doing the following day, because really you can't work any further ahead than that, because from one day to the next it changes. I mean, today, like, they're doing a photo shoot, and then there's a few interviews that have just been scheduled for this evening, and there's a TV interview that's been scheduled for tonight, but none of that was confirmed until this morning. So you really can't, like, you just kind of have to take it day by day, and you can't really plan too far ahead.
Yeah, and I guess for yourself and the record label and that, you know, keeping Jedward current in a continuously evolving pop industry, it's probably not too hard to do, but I guess it's important to keep supporting Jedward's target audience and giving them what they want.
Yeah, well, I mean, the boys, I mean, all that sort of stuff comes directly from the boys. They're actually very easy to work with in that sense, because they're huge pop fans themselves, and they know what they want, and they know what they like. You know, they know what they're fans of, and then they can just translate that into what they want to do, you know. So it's literally just a case of they tell the record company, and they tell me, and they tell Louis what they want to do, and then we just go and make it happen, you know. So all that sort of stuff comes directly from them.
Yeah, does their
energy... It makes everybody's life easier.
Yeah, does their energy ever get too much for you, Liam?
No, not really. They can see when I'm tired and when I'm exhausted, and they know when to turn it off, you know?
Yeah.
So, they spend, like, whenever I'm exhausted and I'm hiding out in the hotel, they'll be the ones downstairs out chatting to all the friends, and the kids are hanging out outside the hotels, you know? So, like, I think I have maybe 25% of the energy that they have.
Well, if 25% of the energy that they have, that's quite energetic. It has to be said. Do you prefer, Liam, you know, working behind the scenes in your new role? I mean, as we said earlier, you've been working in media over the past decade, and you've interviewed some big stars like Nelly Furtado, 50 Cent, and the Pussycat Dolls. But it's quite a change for you. But would you prefer what you're doing now?
Yeah, I much prefer it. Like, to be honest, I never thought I was going to end up doing this. Whenever, like, I worked in X Factor with Louis for the last 5 years, and in a behind-the-scenes role, and I kind of, like, it was just kind of ticking over nicely. And then Louis said to me about whenever he took on the boys, he was like, "Look, do you want to come and be tour manager with them?" You know, we needed someone that knew them, because I'd been with them on X Factor and stuff like that. He said, "Do you want to come and work with them?" And I was like, "Yeah, fine, sure, you know, I'll give it a go." And, like, I literally just loved the job straight away. Within, like, the first 2-3 weeks, I loved the job, you know. And the boys are so easy to work with as well, you know, and there's never a dull moment. So I think that's kind of what keeps it interesting for me, is, like, it's not a 9-to-5 job, and I could never do a 9-to-5 job. So, like, every day is different. I mean, you never know where you're going to end up, or what you're going to end up doing, or, like, every time the phone rings, you never know what the next call is going to be, you know. So that's kind of what keeps it interesting.
Finally, really, Liam, your plans for the future and your plans for Jedward for the future, I guess, keep ticking on what you guys are doing at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So the boys know what they're doing. They're coming up with all the ideas. They're working on the second single from the second album right now. Just confirmed the UK tour, Swedish tour dates, German tour dates, Korean tour dates, all sorts of stuff. I mean, nobody could have expected that this was going to last as long, or they'd become the phenomenon that they have. So, I mean, we'll just keep doing what we're doing, and Louis just keeps steering the ship, and I'll just keep doing the day-to-day